Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We've got some early playoff preview. We're going through the teams. A team that might sneak in some early over-unders. We're yucking ball. Hello? I want to hit.
Kate Horton.
Zach Neto.
Sloppy right now.
It's the dog days. These are the follow-up dog days. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek, code Talkin 2025. Jake Storielli, Trevor Plouffe, Rob Scirocco. We're yucking ball. Episode 1,000,000 of us yucking ball into these microphones. And Trev, less than 3 weeks till playoff baseball. This day, 3 weeks from now, two teams are going to have one wild card games, and we're going to be talking about their World Series hopes and how the wild card's better for them. It actually got them ready for their DS. How's your DS, Trevor Plouffe?
You know, they had to play playoff baseball for the last 3 weeks leading up to this.
Yes.
You know, people are going to say that.
Yes.
I might say
We're
that.
people.
On the flip side of that, there's a lot of teams that are playing their vacation. I'm with two of them right now. Some of the worst baseball I've seen played by the Angels was Monday night with Torrey Hunter in dugout.
Oh.
So it's been interesting. But yes, I mean, I'm excited. We got a little bit of race going on here. I mean, the Giants, the Reds have made things interesting in the NL. The AL wildcard has been that way the entire year. I'm most excited about the AL West. Aren't we always like this? I think we'll get into that.
Oh,
There's Torrey,
no.
just disappointed.
Sad Torrey Hunter at the Torrey Hunter Bowl?
Yeah, I am like laying the groundwork for Torrey Hunter to get back in the Twins organization. I think it's the most no-brainer PR plus like actual value play that they can make.
I mean, that's
why is he with the Angels?
And yeah, I
know why he's with the Angels. It's very silly.
Is it
he needs
dollar bills or drama?
It's not dollar bills.
Okay, we might unpack that another time. And yeah, I don't know. It's fun. The second you mentioned Torrey Hunter, I was like, oh, Twins Halos. That I don't know. We had the Eddie Vedder Bowl this year. Like Twins Halos every year. Let's make that the Torrey Hunter Bowl. What are we doing?
He's got some good years in Detroit as well, so it makes it interesting. But yeah, I agree.
What's
That's not. Nobody wants to watch that.
Oh, Trev. Rod Carew also might have a.
Yeah.
He
that's
kinda,
more the Rod Carew Bowl.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. The Rod Carew Bowl. Let's make everything a bowl, because that's college football has done the opposite. Trev, let's yuck some ball. As we mentioned, September 10th. Big day tomorrow. Wow. We're here and we're not. We're in this weird part of the season. If you're one of our Talkin' Baseball listeners that's been dialed with us the whole year, we love you. We appreciate you. This is literally the funkiest time of year. That those last couple weeks of August, everyone's kind of finishing up summer. Football comes back, and then these 2 weeks we're kind of left. Every game matters to a degree. For some teams more than others. And we're going to talk about some of those teams. A couple of the teams on the outside looking in. We're going to get you some of the tiebreakers. Just so you guys can feel more informed coming up on what's going to go on these next few weeks and some of the matchups we should be looking at. A couple teams on the outside looking in that we're going to try to believe in the rest of the way. Also, we've had some significant injuries in the past couple days. Maybe your two favorite shortstops have gone down in the past week on two of the favorites. Like the second best record team in each league lost their shortstop, and Kyle Tucker that we've been tracking for a little bit. So I don't know if we need to do a whole thing on it, but I'd love to hear you talk about your shortstops. Trea Turner and Bichette are out.
You want to do that now? You're going to start my day off by talking about Trea Turner and Bichette?
I mean, normally that gets you going the right way.
Yeah, you're totally right. Is the Phillies Blue Jays, is that like the S tier World Series matchup just every year? Like aesthetically pleasing uniforms. We have the history. Like everything kind of works out.
No, I think
for you, it's not.
I think for a lot of people, Phillies Blue Jays is not their S tier World Series.
Well, it's my show.
Yeah.
Half of it, at least.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about? Trea Turner. This is what I got in Trea Turner. Obviously, an absolute stud. Leads the NL in average. He was on pace for over 200 hits, which I feel like doesn't happen very often anymore. Um, he's crushing it this year. He's turned in a great year defensively as well. He's been, by and large, on the offensive side, their best player this year. So look, great. Or excuse me, not great for the
Not
Phillies,
great.
but I think the news is better than they expected. Last year it's a hamstring strain, a grade 1 hamstring strain. Last year, he had a grade 2, which he missed 6 weeks with. And that's obviously grade 2, more severe, going to take more time to heal. I've had a ton of grade 1 hamstring pulls. Take the 14 days. The Phillies are locked in. And most likely they're locked into a bye as well. So he has plenty of time. I'd like to see him get back for the end of the season, get a few ABs, just get the reps back, I guess, before he loses the timing again when they sit out the wild card. But this is going to be okay for them as long as they let Trea Turner heal all up. So this is good. As far as Bichette, we saw him collide with Austin Wells out there in New York. This was last Saturday. He's not doing anything this week. They believe he'll be back for the last part of September, but they really haven't given anything definitive on what exactly it is or what the timeline could be, just that they expect him to be back. And that's great too, because he's been crushing the ball. 311 average. He's third in the AL behind Judge and Jacob Wilson. He's just been the Blue Jays, one of their most consistent hitters. He crushes with runners in scoring position. Like, obviously this guy's very, very important. So those two, I think, are going to be fine. And maybe they'll end up being, I don't know about for the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are still, they're trying to lock down a bye. They're trying to lock down a division win. So this obviously hurts their chances. I think they have some guys that can fill in, a lot of positional versatility on that team. But I think for the Phillies, it's just like, okay, that's fine. Like, we are where we're at. We just handled the last 2 games for the Mets, so our division lead is safe. Like, the Dodgers and the Padres aren't going to catch us as far as best record in the NL. So they're sitting pretty.
Yeah, I feel like every Phillies postseason we roll in, and depending if someone's slumping or what's going on, it's like, should they play Edmundo Sosa because he's good? It's kind of wild looking at his stat page and being like, wait, he can play a serviceable shortstop and play everywhere else, and he's been a plus hitter on the Phillies basically ever since he's gone over there. So that's a guy that they've kept around, and I'm sure they've had to fend off trade offers for that guy, because if you're another baseball team, how could you have not looked at Edmundo Sosa over the years and been like, hey, if we give him $150 games, what kind of ball player can he be? So they have a decent insurance policy, but it's obviously not Trea Turner. And yeah, the timeline's fascinating to me because I very much value the major league at bats. That it is funny that there's that gap that if they do finish with the second seed, so Trea Turner comes back for 4 games,
Yeah.
sits again, and then he's back. Like, who knows? It's baseball. If he gets grooved a first pitch fastball and he runs into it in the division series, Trea Turner's here. If not, we're going to say, oh, man, is he healthy? Is he still banged up? He didn't get the reps. It is just wild that these two hot boys, I think we've gone too long without fully announcing that, also lead each league in hits. And some of the numbers are nuts, man. You mentioned Bichette with runners in scoring position, 369 since 2023. That's the best in baseball. Do you think that matters in a playoff game? And Bo's also been 372 since July 1st. Like, Bichette's been playing out of his dome. He's on his way to $200 million this offseason. What was that?
I mean, I'm like, where's his landing spot? Is it the Dodgers now? Because the Braves seemingly have their shortstop with Hassan Kim.
That is not what the people wanted to hear.
No, he's gonna be back with the Blue Jays. I already made a bet with my Blue Jays faithful on X.
It's gonna be an intriguing free agency because a lot of the shortstop metrics defensively, he does not rate out well. I think a couple of the 2 free agencies he's been getting compared to are Xander Bogaerts, who hit a lot wasn't regarded as one of the top shortstops. Might have hit free agency at the best time ever and got his $300 million. I think the other guy he got compared to was Marcus Semien, like guy who hits a lot. If he moves over to second base or third, I think he's still a plus player for sure. That his free agency is going to be wild. And hopefully it gets boosted by a little playoff juice, because that matters. That matters.
For the Blue Jays, Ernie Clement slides into shortstop. Addison Barger was playing third base last night. You see the play that Vlad made in the extra innings?
I did not see that. I was watching the Yankees give up 9 runs.
Yeah, why were you watching
inning.
that game? It was over.
It's kind of, do you remember the movie Bird Box where they hold your eyes open and if you see like the ghost devil or whatever it is, you die?
I was there last night. Me and you were both Bird Box.
It was you. It was me. It was Torrey Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah, man. All 9 guys that came up. Look at Vladdy. Why not?
Dude, he can throw. Vladdy can throw, dude. I've many times envisioned Vladdy in right field. I mean, obviously there's the comparison there.
Whoa.
Right?
That's interesting. We kind of got on Vladdy, third base Vladdy, because it seemed like the body leaned more towards first. But yeah, that arm, that's in the family.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's supposed to be in right field, just hosing people. That's good enough right there, though. I mean, to come up and make that play at that time of the game. I mean, if you come up and you zoo that throw, we're talking about now 2 runners on. I don't know if it was 1 or 2, or I think that was no outs right there. It just completely changes the inning, but a very aggressive play, but he can do that.
Kyle Tucker also going on the IL. They're saying it's going to be the minimum. Obviously, if you're a Cubs fan, you're tracking it. They have some depth themselves between Seiya and Willie Castro, or they picked up Carlos Santana. They got the prospect Ballesteros, your guy. But at the end of the day, this is still Kyle Tucker, that if you're a Cubs fan with this season where a lot of chips are on the table and what could be Kyle Tucker's only year as a Cubby, it's going to be the storyline. He could return as soon as September 16th. And again, I don't know. With a lot of Cubs stuff, I know their offense has regulated a little bit, but you'd really like to see PCA figure it out. You'd like to get Kyle Tucker because these are the 2 guys that kind of carried throughout the season.
Yeah, I mean, Tucker's had a pretty consistent season. First time on the IL. It's a calf strain. Again, I've had many of these. This should be minimum stay on the IL. Come back, you'll be okay. The thing is, they're fighting for their position. They want to host a wild card series, and right now the Padres 3 games behind them, which they've kind of like we're going to talk about with the AOS. Like nobody's jockeying. Nobody wants to win that NL West. So the Padres haven't made that move, but you could see that in an instance, them getting hot, and without Kyle Tucker, the Cubs taking a back seat, all of a sudden you're on the road for the wild card. They don't want that. So this one's a little bit bigger of a deal to me. But again, it's nothing that'll keep him out of the playoffs, you don't think. So in the grand scheme of things, I think all these teams kind of got lucky with these injuries, that they're just minimal stays. Should be.
Knock on wood if you're a fan of those teams. Trev, let's get into more of the team stuff. And it's all brought to you by Mountain Dew. Do the Dew. We were sipping Mountain Dews on the beach in Barbados a couple days ago. As I don't know, I guess I won the player of the tournament, which is just a proof that Mountain Dew can get involved in anything you're doing. If you're competing, if you're on the beach, if you're going for a hike, the golf course, anything you're doing, do the Dew with Mountain Dew. Whatever your hobby is, whether it's watching baseball, listening to baseball, go for a walk. Bring a Mountain Dew with you. You're going to have a good time with the refreshing citrus kick of a Mountain Dew that makes it the perfect pairing. So whatever you do, I still can't. I'm going to hear back from them soon. They can't love that. But if that's what you're looking for, grab a Mountain Dew. I got some Code Red history in my past. Go get yourself one. Trevor, I mean, I see the word Stimulator on the screen, and I feel things. I feel things from the past few years. And, we normally, when you do the standings, that you do better than anyone in the biz, twice a week, unmatched.
I'm always ready for it.
Right now, as of today, in the American League, your 6 playoff teams, the 1 seed is the Blue Jays right now. 2 seed Tigers, 3 seed Astros as they are winning the West. The Yankees are percentage points ahead of the Red Sox and the Mariners, which we've teased the Astros, Mariners, Yankees, Red Sox potential wild card, and we'll get into that. In the NL, Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers, Cubs, Padres, Metropolitans. And we have some of the tiebreakers and scenarios. Where do you think we should start here, Coach?
I got a question. How have the Yankees played 2 less games than the Red Sox? Are there some double headers coming up here, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I
understand, but 2 is interesting.
I don't know if the Red Sox have a lot more off days coming up. I don't think there's double headers scheduled. But now I'm worried about it. Yeah, I don't. It's a weird baseball thing we have with.
I think we talk about just kind of the tightest races here, which to me will be the West that I talked about. I mean, the Padres in the NL West, 2 games back of the Dodgers. Both teams just kind of stumbling to finding their footing. I mean, that means something. Both of these teams are under the Cubs as far as record. So they have to win the division to host a wild card set. Whatever teams in the wild card from the NOS will be going on the road. Those are just facts, people, unless something crazy happens. I guess they're not facts.
They're facts unless something happens.
Padres 3 games behind. Dodgers would be only 1 game behind of the Cubs. So maybe that's not exactly true. But you know what I'm saying. They have to get going there. Nobody seems like they want to take it out. I'm curious to see. We talked about playoff rotations for the Dodgers. They have kind of a plethora of starting pitching all of a sudden. They got like 6 guys they can go to, maybe even more than that. For the Padres, it's just seems like, again, like whenever they start to play well, they just give games away, and the bottom of the order doesn't hit. Just one of those things for them. And the other race, the AL West race, I think is fascinating because I've been talking about the Mariners, Jake, who, I've said this a bunch on the show. They've had everything kind of go right for them this year. Cal Raleigh doing his thing, trade deadline additions, they went for it big time. Randy Arozarena having a great year. J.P. Crawford, Jorge Polanco carried him throughout the beginning of the year. Like things are good in Seattle, but they're in, there's a chance they missed the playoffs. And now you could say the exact same thing about Houston. Not only could they give up the division, but they're close to not even being in the playoffs whatsoever. So this is it's all coming down to, I think you're going to talk a little bit more about the Rangers at some point this episode. But those 2 races to me are the most fascinating going into, the stretch run here.
Yeah, I think information we can provide the people if you're trying to keep up with this, whether betting-wise or your team's postseason run. The Padres have lost the tiebreaker to the Dodgers, so those 2 games back are 3 games back. Like we're at that point of the year. I mean, they're going to end up playing the same amount of games, Trev. So you can look at the loss column. You can go by how it feels. I give
the tiebreaker, to me, that's a half. I don't know why.
I don't think that makes sense because I think they're not going to end up a half game up. You can't end up a half game up.
Exactly. If they're tied,
right,
they're just a half game up.
Oh, I see how you're viewing it. I can make that work.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. It's some quick accounting. I'm talking baseball this morning. Go ahead and get a real accountant. Don't use us. That the Dodgers have the tiebreaker over the Padres. We are getting into this point, man. I said, we're under 3 weeks left. That it's the dumb part of baseball where a horrific weekend, you could make that up in a snap, or that is a gap at this point in the season that as long as the Dodgers handle their business, they should be okay. But like we're saying, they kind of haven't been handling their business. So the Dodgers lose a tiebreaker, and this is going to get interesting with the wild card. They lose a tiebreaker to the Cubbies. So even if that does end up being close, we're talking about real home fields, man. And I try to update my analytics binder every year, and not many people care about it. If you go through the expanded standings, you can. I think there's 8 teams with winning records against teams over 500. Like that's a really hard thing to do. Having a winning record on the road is near impossible. I think the last time I checked, there was like 4. So the home fields that we're talking about in the National League with these teams that are powerhouses, part of me really hopes it matters, because it's kind of the conversation we do whenever Jimbo pops in and whenever it's us here, that the 162 games should matter. And this NL that's going to come down to the wild card, if we're on the last week of the season saying, hey, you might have to go Dodgers, you might have to go to Wrigley, you might have a bye, like those should matter. And I guess I hope they do, and I hope these teams coming down the stretch either prove that they deserve to win the division, or, hey, man, you made your bed. Enjoy going to Wrigley in October for the first time in however many years.
I want to look up just how much it has mattered, say, over the last 10 years. Maybe, Robbie, you can get on that, because I know in the playoffs, I feel like it's not as telling as far as definitely the way the games have played out. Maybe the pre-game, jitters. Yeah, we're going in somewhere. That means something. But then when the games are played, I don't think it's mattered as much in the playoffs. I'll tell you who it does matter for: the fans. Hey, give your fans an extra some home games, especially with the wild card, all of them being on the road. I mean, I think that is one instance where, okay, I can see how that really plays a part. The series where you go 5-7, I think that's a little bit less there with the home field. Obviously, you want to play the last deciding game at home. That'd be great. But also for the teams, because the way they make money in the postseason, they get to keep all of their gate and everything after the minimum amount of games. So if you play beyond 3 games in a 5-game set, they get to keep their gate for whatever home games that they have. So, okay, you're adding on to that postseason bonus, if you will. And maybe that comes around in free agency. Maybe it doesn't, depending on the team that you're rooting for. But those are the 2 things that I believe in the playoffs that they're really caring about: home fields. I really don't think it's played out in the standings the way we think it would.
Yeah, I'm mentally just running through some games. I feel like Bobby, you have some live research over there?
Through the first 2 years of the 2 first-round buys, the bye teams have lost 5 times in 8 series. 5 out of the 8 series. So they're only 2022 they went 2-2. They lost 2 out of the 4 division matchups, and then last year 3 out of the 4 division matchups. National League has yet to win a division series if they have the bye.
So that's the bye teams would have the home field advantage, and they 5 out of 8 have lost. Yeah. So
that's not great.
So let's just lose and just sneak into the playoffs. That's the best formula. That's what everyone says.
Let's win the wild card. Let's be road dogs. God, what a sport. What a goddamn sport. Some other tiebreakers. I'll just chew through some National League. It looks like the Cubbies and Mets still have a series coming up, so that'll be interesting. If the Mets are 2-1 against the Cubs, so if they handle their business, and that becomes interesting to see where those teams could line up in the National League standing. The other, the one that we always, Trev was in his bag earlier, which another phrase that I shouldn't actually be using in our society, but here we are. Like the Cubs and the Padres tied at 3-3, so that's going to go to their divisional record, and then the tiebreaker from there is against the rest of the National League. So in theory, those tiebreakers haven't been decided because the rest of their NL games and division games will decide that.
Yeah, first tiebreaker is head-to-head. Those 2 teams are 3-3. Then it goes to in division record, which means who you play, how you fare against the teams in your division. Right now, who were the two teams that I looked up? Was it the Padres and the? No, it was the Reds.
The Reds.
The Reds and the Padres. That's who we were looking up. And the Reds have a worse intra-division than the Padres, but it's close. There's still games to be played. After that, it goes to inter-division, which means all the other teams in your league, which the terminology doesn't make sense in my head, but that's what the language is.
Feels like the same word, and we just decided to kind of make it mean different stuff.
And those aren't decided yet. No.
Correct. In the AL, the Yankees lose every tiebreaker unless it's the Mariners, which, hey, that could be significant. Because the other thing, I know we just went through some of the home road stuff, but my God, that's about, how many miles is that? Is that 3,500, something like that? That's a trip I'd rather not take if I'm either one of those teams. Man, the Blue Jays essentially win every tiebreaker, which is just a credit to how good they've been this season. Unless the Astros win one more game, which they are playing right now, and they could have won last night, but they didn't. Nice throw, Vladdy. Nice Blue Jays comeback.
Tyler Heineman with the walk-off.
Tyler Heineman with the walk-off. Which, he's a sleepover buddy? Is there a video game? Is he one of the...
That's Pat Valaika.
That's Pat Valaika, excuse me.
Chris Valaika. Hitting coach for the Reds. No, this is Tyler Heineman, workout buddy.
Workout buddy. That's my bad.
Let me ask you this, because we talked about doing this, and I want to get your thoughts, okay? We kind of went over the tiebreakers there, kind of where we're at in the standings, posturing if you want to be on the road or if you want to be at home. This is a little Chris Rosy, but that's just who I am nowadays. If you had to pick one team, Jake, from the outside looking in right now, and again, I'll do the standings. Blue Jays ahead in the East, Tigers ahead in the Central, Astros up in the West. Right now in the 3 wild card spots, it's Yankees, Red Sox, Mariners. So on the outside looking in, realistically, the Royals kind of shot themselves in the foot, man. They had a chance. Guardians are just the Guardians. They find ways to win. So right now I'll give you Rangers, Guardians have a chance to win in the AL. And then in the NL, we have the Brewers, the Phillies, and the Dodgers atop the division. And we have the Cubs, number 1, the Padres, number 2, Mets, number 3. And in the NL, I'll give 2 teams as well, Giants and Reds, a chance. Outside looking in, you got those 4 teams to choose from. Who are you going with?
Thank you, Chris Rose. And a reminder, Chris Rose always stays at a Best Western. Make sure you guys are staying at a Best Western for whatever travel you have coming up for the fall. Is summer over? What happened? How does this happen every year? Whatever happens, there's a Best Western there because they have 4,000 hotels worldwide. So whether it's an unexpected trip, hey, if you're looking to go somewhere for the postseason, you want in. You're riding or dying with your team this year. Guess what? There's going to be a Best Western there for you, and you're not going to have a lot of time to plan it like we just talked about with all these matchups. And we're going back. Me, Jolly, and Joe's are going to Chicago. I want to say the 24th. We're doing a live event at the DraftKings Sportsbook outside of Wrigley. We're staying. I should stop probably telling people this. We're staying at the Best Western there. So I don't know. They're like, don't bother us, I guess. But wherever you're going, stay at a Best Western. However you like to travel, go check them out. Best Western. Life's a trip. Make the most of it. BestWestern.com. Trev, I'll do it one last time. You know, we talk a lot about belief on this program. You know, whether it's 1 a.m. around the kitchen table and Mary Jane joins you, and what do you truly believe in? It's me, Cole Tucker, Socials Kev, finding out what we believe in. Past lives. What is a soul? It's an interesting question.
Deja vu is the one that gets me, Coach.
Deja vu. I don't have an answer for deja vu.
It's a reset button, dude.
No, it's a
video game. Reset.
No, it's one of the more fucked up ones. Why do we need to sleep? What is sleep?
What?
Why do we dream?
We're recharging our batteries, just like any video game, bro. You
Yeah.
need health. You need to recharge up.
Just like any other simulation.
Yeah.
You got to turn it on and turn it off. I'm done playing with you right now. Anyways, little life talk. Little get everyone
Jake,
spinning this morning.
They're not like this. They're like this. They're
Hey,
hooked up to
how do you sleep? Pretty crazy that you just turn off. Anyways, a team that's turned me off this year after turning me on, for lack of a better term. The team that I see of all the teams outside of the playoff mix that could get back into the dance, and maybe I deserve to show the NL teams a little more respect, like what the Giants are doing. They're showing a final push right now. The Reds pitching. For me, it's the Texas Rangers. I believed coming into the season, I love their offense. Boy, was I wrong. And their offense has been atrocious. Although they're up to 20th in runs scored, that's exciting. And I do like, hey, man, they're playing other guys. And if it's not working, I think you should do that. Like, I see Alejandro Ozuna, Cody Freeman, and Michael Hellman getting some reps out there. I don't know. I don't. I saw Evan Carter for them a couple years back. Dial it up. He was one of the best players in the postseason. The guys on their bench, we know it's Higgy, Rowdy Tellez, Duran, Dylan Moore. They've got options of different cats to play, and they're playing them. Would love if Seager could get in the mix. Their pitching has been like the 1-1 all year. They're first in ERA, first in WHIP, first in hits per 9 allowed. That they have Bochy, which I do believe in that. I do believe in the old dog at this time of year. Their bullpen numbers actually grade out well, even though some of the numbers don't impress you out there. They've got a big week coming up. They've got one more versus Milwaukee. They've got an off day, and then it's at Mets, at Houston. In a way, they control their own destiny. The hitting hasn't been there all year, and they're still here somehow, some way. That they also have the tiebreaker with the Red Sox, that could be a team they're jockeying with for the last postseason spot. And they could have the tiebreaker over Houston, I think, with one more win against them. That, I don't know, man. As I look at these teams, the other thing that I try to believe in this simulation, we're supposed to learn from history. About 2 years ago, on September 10th, 2023, the Astros had a division lead, 2.5 up on Seattle. Seattle was a half game up on Texas. All three of those teams limped to the finish line. Houston ended up taking the division. Texas took the wild card. Seattle missed the dance. Texas went on to win the World Series that year. So when I'm looking at the Reds or Giants for recent history, I don't have much. I have some of that with Texas. They have one of the strongest things you'd want going into a postseason with starting pitching. That I've quit them twice this year. I'm going to ride the wave for the final 2.5 weeks and go down with them again.
I like it. I'm going to go with the Giants, my guy. And I know I think I just said not too long ago that I thought that the NL wild card was already wrapped up. It was just jockeying for positioning. But the Giants have just played so well as of late. They put themselves back in the position, 2 games back of the Mets. They do lose a tiebreaker, so 2.5 games back. But this is one of the most streaky teams in all of baseball. I mean, they've had now 2 7-game winning streaks during the year. They've had a stretch where they've lost 11 of 13. Now they're on a heater. I think they're like 13-3 in their last 16. So they're just playing absolutely great ball, peaking kind of at the right time offensively. The Devers is going, Adames is going, Chapman is going, Jung-Hoo Lee is going. So even though they kind of like sold a little soft sell after buying Devers at the deadline, they shipped out Doval, they shipped out who else did they ship out? Rogers, and then they also sent Yaz to the Royals. They just found themselves in this position. They get Drew Gillard back from the Mets. He's getting choked out in the dugout. Which
Yeah.
he's 5'9", getting choked out. I mean, are you just putting your face on his when you see that in the dugout?
I was
You
wondering
AIing your face on that?
I was wondering how you're gonna land that. I don't know. I don't. You know, no comment. You know what? Just no comment.
They got so good. I mean, this is you if you played in the big leagues, like 1,000%.
Dude, I don't have that crazy. I mean, I've got a crazy side. I'm not choke me mid-game.
You and I have had some nights.
Is that you and me?
It kind of
Matt
is.
Chapman? Shit. Do you have any comments on the Matt Chapman Tourette's stuff?
You know what's funny is it's not funny, but I didn't really notice. Like we played together, and I don't know if it's become more pronounced. He's got some sort of kind of like I don't mean this insensitively at all. Like he's got
No.
a couple of ticks, where he's kind of moving around. But the fact that he's come out and like spoke about it, and I actually gave an award at some point. I don't know if you were there or not, but I was talking
Joliet,
about
maybe.
Chapman with a Tourette, Springer with a stutter. I mean, these are like studs.
Yeah.
Dude. So, like, if you're a kid out there, maybe you're getting bullied, these other idiot kids at your school are making fun of you. Like, it's just say, look, Matt Chapman, your mom likes Matt Chapman. And guess what? He's got Tourette's. That's a good comeback.
Okay. We'll
your
work
mom
on
jokes are always great, kids. Remember that. You heard that here.
They play.
Okay. But I'm in on the Giants, obviously. We got a vintage Justin Verlander showing up out of nowhere because he put the Reeboks back on.
Crazy.
Logan Webb's still a dog. So things are kind of clicking for them. They got to continue to go, though. I mean, we're talking you got to make up essentially 3 games, with not too many left. So it is, it's still difficult, but I like the momentum. And streaky teams win, dude. If you just get hot at the right time, we've seen it.
Well, that's where the Giants go for a sweep of the Diamondbacks tonight. Then their upcoming schedule, LA for 3 in San Francisco, which that crowd's going to be ready. Justin Verlander versus Ohtani Friday night.
Yes.
I might be getting my Drew Gilbert on watching that game.
Just yourself.
Logan Webb and Clayton Kershaw on Sunday. My goodness. They go back to Arizona, who they could sweep tonight or they've already won the series against. And then they go to LA for 4. I mean, what if the Giants...
LA's not playing great ball right now.
If the Giants put on a week and a half of baseball, which, by the way, they've done for the past 2 weeks, longer. I mean, the NL West, we don't even have the Giants-Dodgers tiebreaker in front of us on our sheet. If the Giants put together a week and a half, the whole National League is going to be in shambles.
2-4 so far, the Giants are against the Dodgers. So right now the Dodgers have that, as you mentioned. So there's 7
games left.
It's yet to be decided. And so right now, let's see, where are they in the standings? On the regular season, the Giants are 7 games back.
I mean, I'm not going to say that.
You're giving nightmare fuel to Dodger fans right now.
I mean, Padre fans and Giants fans, you guys
and now every Giants fan is choking themselves out.
Jock had Atlanta wearing pearls. Man, wow. I didn't realize that the West could get that nutty still.
It can't, Jake. It cannot. I'm sorry.
It won't. It won't for the Dodgers and the Giants. The Padres can easily leap them. And
what if you think about it as 6.5 game lead because of the tiebreaker?
Because of that damn tiebreaker. If they go 5-2. And hey, I feel like the final weeks of the seasons in recent years. Last year we had the crazy doubleheader where the Mets and Braves.
Weird.
That was weird. Like that wasn't
weird.
That wasn't the Rays on the final day with Longo. Like that That didn't feel like
No.
that. That felt
Because the Mets
uncomfortable.
won the first game and they were in the playoffs.
And they both went in. Like, the Mets punted. Like, yes. What was I watching the other day? It was when, I guess Mets fans cover your ears because you're a part of this equation. The Mets blew late season lead.
2007.
The Phillies, yes, 07. The Phillies caught them on the final day, and Philly was just a madhouse. I feel like we haven't had one of those in a couple years, and maybe with the expanded, that gets a little tricky because you're probably going to be in the postseason if you lose the division, but you just might get a bye, and we just learned the bye might not help you, so I don't even know what I want anymore.
You, Harrison Bader, Drew Gilbert, all in a room. What happens?
I sick them against each other, and I walk out standing tall. Like, that's it.
I do want to get to,
Please.
because we were going to do two things from here on out. Three things. I want to do a quick simulator.
Whoa.
You and I go back and forth and see where we end up. Okay. Just go pick for pick.
Sure.
Then we're going to get to quick over under check in. I think. Are we going to do that?
Yeah, I think we can, because we can have the people support us or not support us for these final couple weeks.
There's some that are close.
Yeah, I think there's 10 teams that are within 2 games of their projected over under, which Vegas doesn't mess around, people.
And then we'll bet the cycle at the end. But let's get into the simulator, Jake.
Let's stimulate with T-Mobile. Hey, here's the thing. This is America, and the best mobile network in America is T-Mobile. The experts at Ookla Speed Test have spoken. They ran millions of real-world tests, and guess what? T-Mobile won. So if you're looking for the best, America, T-Mobile. They've got the most advanced 5G, the most towers, and a signal that goes further than ever. Oh, and did we mention the largest satellite to mobile network? We were down in Barbados playing in a cricket tournament. That's right. That's what I do around Labor Day every year. And I was down there with Joe's McFly and the Jambino and a bunch of others. And after we played, we had the Yankees game streaming on our phones in Barbados. So whether you're in the States, out of the States, I probably shouldn't be promising that from them. But if you're looking for America's best network, T-Mobile is where you've got to be. Plus, they've got their Magenta status. If you're at the ballpark or a lot of other events and T-Mobile set up there, they've got like cheap drinks. They've got charging stations. They've got that reset for you, which can be huge on a day like that. So head over to T-Mobile.com/network to switch to the best network. All right, we're less than 3 weeks out. We decided we need to bring it back. It's time to simulate and stimulate for the people. Basically, we just gave a preview of the postseason. Now we're going to give you the real preview of our postseason. Hit the music. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Trev, tee it up. You're my matchups guy. I'm just going to enter the pod.
Get in the pod. We got our guy Beavers back in. Hey, great album he just dropped, Swag.
Wow.
We're going to start in the AL. In the wild card, we have the Mariners visiting the Houston Astros.
That sounds like Houston to me.
The other wild card matchup, the Red Sox would go into the Boogie Down to face the Yankees.
That does look like Boston.
In the ALDS, we have the Astros going for a 5-game set. The Tigers would have home field advantage.
The numbers do look like Houston revenge there.
Wow.
Houston into the ALCS because, of course, in the other divisional series, the Blue Jays, Toronto will be hosting this, and they would be playing the Boston Red Sox.
Toronto.
In the ALCS, Toronto would be hosting the Houston Astros to go to the World Series.
George Springer Bowl to go to the World Series.
Last night might have been the preview, and here's the movie, Toronto.
The Blue Jays are in the World Series. First time since 93?
Sounds
I
right.
believe.
Gotta
I
be.
believe so. Let's move on over into the NL. I am so aged up right now. In the wild card set, we'd have the New York Mets would be heading into Los Angeles to play the Dodgers.
Oh. Let's go Mets.
Wow, the Mets upset the
Whoa.
super team. Ooh. The other wild card set, the Padres would head in to Wrigley to face the Cubs. This is the real Eddie Vedder Bowl. People forget about that.
Wow. Padres.
That would set up a Mets at Phillies NLDS.
Oh, that's Phillies.
Phillies
Simulator.
advance to the NLCS. The Padres would go into Milwaukee to face Christian Yelich and the Brewers.
Padres.
Oh, the magical season. No.
Oh,
that
again in
layoff.
October.
It's that layoff.
The Philadelphia Phillies would now host the Padres, and
Oh.
I'm not mad at that.
Oh,
Whoa.
Drew Gilbert, mate.
Padres.
We are looking at
Whoa.
a Padres Blue Jays World Series. I believe the Blue Jays would have the home field advantage. Toronto, stand up. Beavers, who do you got winning the 2025 World Series?
San Diego Padres.
Oh,
Wow.
I didn't know it was going to play out like that.
you
That's-
didn't. That was a surprise.
BBD's the only one that knows how to work the stimulator. It's one of those, like the nuclear codes when you need the thumbprint to get in there. That would be San Diego, Toronto are very far apart. that would be a crazy postseason.
I mean, I love it, except I'm thinking about Ryan Cohen being happy, and now I'm sad.
Well, he would end up being very, very sad at the end of that stimulation. BBD, thank you for operating the machine.
Wait, didn't he say the Padres won the World Series?
Oh, shit. I hosted a parade in Toronto.
No.
Damn. Congrats to Ryan Cohen.
Yeah.
San Diego. I was overstimulated. That was too much for me. I hadn't been there for a while.
I'll dance anyway.
Wow. What a post. I mean, that's just a preview of what's coming up. A thank you to Beebs for working the simulator. We told you we're going to look at some over-unders. We talked a lot of ball. I think we're going to bang that, and I think some of you care, some of you don't. Am I 2 games up on Trev right now? Yeah, but that's not what's important. What is important is it's Wednesday. That means it's time to bet the cycle, brought to you by DraftKings. Use code JAMBASEBALL when you sign up for the DraftKings Sportsbook. Trev, you driving in runs or you getting on base?
I want to drive in runs today.
Okay, then with the single, if you're new, we do a single, double, triple, and home run. The difficulty of the bet increases with each one. My single, Eugenio Suarez to record a hit versus Yusei Kikuchi and the Angels on Thursday. That's it. 5 for 12 lifetime, 2 singles, 3 homers. Starting to find his swing with those Seattle Mariners. Oh, more sexy music. Yep.
I'm also watching the Angels play defense right now. It's bad. Yohan Moncada, not great. So there's a lot of hits to be had for Eugenio. I like that one. I'll go for the double. The Red Sox, my World Series pick. People forget that. Beat the Yankees as Lucas Giolito takes the bump in Fenway. He's allowed 3 earned runs or less, Jake. In 7 of his last 8 starts, they actually won his previous start against the Yankees 6-3.
For the triple, turning up, round in second, hard, Jacob deGrom. Over 7.5 strikeouts in his pitching return to Citi Field on Friday. I like that a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts on a show for the boys. Former 2-time Cy Young winner returning. Friday night might be a big old baseball night, huh?
He's got 1,600 Ks as a member of the Mets. That just think about that number for a little bit. Just 1,600 times he's punched someone's ticket and she's like, yeah, I'm the guy.
Head to the bench. Thank you.
For the home run in a 2021 World Series rematch. Who called that one?
Yeah.
Exactly correct. Me. Carlos Correa hits a home run in the Astros matchup with the Braves on Saturday. He has 5 homers in 35 games since returning to the Astros. 937 OPS, 4 extra base hits in the last 7 days. And in his career, Jake, he's just raked against the Braves, a 996 OPS.
That is our DraftKings Bet the Cycle. Get in on the action with DraftKings. Thank you for getting in on the action with us. It's a fun part of the year. Sure, football's back. We've got some serious baseball to be decided. I can't believe how many games the Giants and the Dodgers are about to play, and the Giants are kind of in fuego. It's going to be a juicy couple weeks. We're excited to do it all with you guys. Thank you to Trev. Thank you to Joe Mauer, Rob Scirocco, BBD.
Jake sucks.
A little bit you did. Comment below if you've got any Drew Gilbert stuff you get into for your simulation.
Don't. You know my situation right now. You know where I'm at.
It's Tory Hunter.
Love you, Tori.